Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. How is everyone doing this evening? We are well into the way of this month of December and the last month of 2020. And I know so many of us are so ready for the year to be over with. And with all the changes and all the things going on, I think we're all ready for a very fresh start. So today I was reading a few articles which I found really fantastic. And I don't know if you all have heard about this yet, but we have a phenomenon coming up here on December 21st. And what that is when Jupiter and Saturn come together and they all align very closely. And from here on Earth, it looks like they align perfectly. And when they do, they look like one huge star in the sky. Now, if you think back about what this looked like, because this phenomenon only happens once every 800 years. So looking back, it dates back to the birth of Jesus with the Bethlehem star. It's that same phenomenon that we're going to be witnessing here at the end of the month. So if you take that and you look at what was going on at the time of Jesus's birth, there was upheaval, there was chaos, there was uncertainty. Now, fast forward to where we are today in 2020, and it's very, very similar. And we have the same phenomenon coming up in the month of December, very close to the birth of Jesus. In fact, it is on the day of winter solstice, which is really the darkest day of the year. So it's really quite interesting. You have these, opposite effects. You've got the North Star, which is the brightest thing in the sky, against a very dark sky, the darkest and longest day of the year. So you have these juxtapositions. So when I was reading these articles today, I couldn't help but, as I was reading through them and looking at the comparisons and understanding them, have a sense of peace. And it is very much like having that sense of, okay, everything is going to be okay. It is the universe's way of coming through and showing us that light is on its way. Now, granted, January 1st of 2021, it's not like a light switch is going to turn on or off and things are going to go back to semi-normal or the way that they ever used to be. We do have some still bumpy days and roads ahead of us. However, saying that, again, the universe is showing us that there are brighter days ahead. There's this change in humanity, a change in life, that is forever changing our history, changing how we look at the world, changing our everyday lives. And so hopefully from all of this, when we all come out of this, in 2021, we can look back at this and hopefully be better individuals, be a better world, be a better humanity for everybody when all this comes around. But again, the universe is calling us. It's saying, don't lose hope. You've got to stick together, stay safe, enjoy those loved ones, those friends, family members, especially from afar right now, because I know a lot of countries, states, providences are going back into shutdown, which oddly enough coincides with this darkest day of history, right? Of the year. So let this day and let this phenomenon, that bright star in the sky, let that be your guiding light. Let it light the way for you. Let it bring some peace, some hope, some comfort in knowing that we do have brighter days ahead of us. And remember, in the darkest of the night, it's always the light that leads the way. So for all of you out there who can't wait for 2020 to end, may this bring you a little bit of peace, a little bit of hope, and a little bit of expansion in your hearts as we move into 2021. So right now, we are going to head to the phone lines and take your calls. Right now, we have Michelle in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Good evening, Michelle, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. What can we do for you this evening?
I would just like some clarity on relationships and life in general.
Okay, relationships and life in general. Perfect.
And I just would like to know if I'm going to move or not.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
And I would like to know if I'm going to move houses.
Okay. Perfect. Let me tune in here and see what your angels and your guides and your loved ones are bringing through. So as I do this, there'll be a little moment of silence, and then I will be right back, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Michelle. So what is being brought forth right now is that there's been a lot of change, a lot of significant change in your personal life, a lot of the bumpy roads, and that's not just what's going on in the world, but it's focusing on what's been happening in your life. Like there's been some turmoil, some rough roads that you've been kind of navigating and going through, and so I'm seeing all that change for you coming up here in the next few months, and I'm being shown like February, March, there's going to take a turn that's going to open up new possibilities and new channels in your life coming forward. This shift, this turmoil that's been taking place has been necessary for you to be able to grow. And when I mean grow, it's from a spirituality standpoint, it's opening up new eyes, I guess, is the best way to describe it. You're seeing things a little bit. Yeah, you're seeing things a little bit differently than you were before. You can't really put your finger on it, actually, but you're able to decipher and discern things a little bit differently than what you had previously. So this growth,
I'd like to sort of know about my marriage as well. Like what can you see happening within my marriage as well? Whether you can see me like parting ways because of like maybe unfaithfulness or something like that.
So yeah, they're showing me that there has been some of the turmoil and the bumpy roads. going on in your marriage. Again, this is about growth. This is about growth in you in all of your in all areas and all aspects of your life, and it's including your relationships, right?
Yeah.
I'm being shown that you're growing in a very rapid pace. And your spouse is a little bit behind you on that. And when we tend to grow spirituality and we're taking this larger leap, our families, our children, our spouses, they kind of automatically grow with us, right? It's just not maybe as
Right.
fast of a rate as what you're growing, but they are growing and changing too. And this is throwing your spouse off a little bit. Okay. Um, he, he doesn't know quite exactly what to think about this. And so it's throwing him for a loop. And so because it's throwing him off, you're seeing these changes in him that don't make sense. And it's because he's trying to make sense of what's going on, the changing and the patterns within him.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I don't feel that I don't feel that there is an affair or anything like that going on. I think it's just that you're feeling and sensing him being off because he's changing and he doesn't know what to do with all of this.
Right.
And so they're saying, just to, reassure him that he is not going crazy. He's probably not going to understand that he's going through some type of a spiritual change or that he's growing, in that respect. But maybe there's like some common ground that you can explain to him on how it is that he is moving and changing for the better in his life, to give him that sense of, okay, I'm not going crazy. There is a reason for all of this, right? But it has to be in terms that he can understand.
Right.
So I think once you guys have a little bit of a conversation about this, I think that things are going to level out. When he knows that there's shifts and there's changes happening, then he'll be able to kind of reconcile what's going on, and the two of you can kind of merge. I'm seeing like blending. They're showing me blending and merging back together again. So this is just a little, like if you're going down a straight road, it's just a little bit of a curve. It's a little bit of a bump in the road. So it's just a matter of you guys navigating through that and moving through that.
Right.
But I see some more. They're showing me that there's some more shifts and there's more growth and changing coming up for you, especially. I even see possibly a job change for you. Not so much not leaving where you are, but maybe changing positions or doing something different in your career.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. So yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. And I see again that this is happening kind of for you in the spring. And this, I think what is going to be coming forward is going to give you some more of that family time, some more of that togetherness, because right now you don't feel like you have that right now. You're kind of struggling between that work-life balance a little bit. And they're showing me that this is going to kind of bring this into balance a little bit.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Can you see like a move, like a house move at all?
I do feel that there is I do feel there's a shift or a change in that as well. It's kind of
Is it
morphing.
far
They're
off or is
showing me
it in the near future?
oh, I'm sorry.
Can you see that's like far off or in the near future?
It's a little ways out there. They're showing me that it's still kind of morphing and changing. There's no solidity for it or with it, I should say yet.
Okay.
But I do
Right.
see that down the road that you probably will be making some kind of a shift or a change. Um, in they're showing me it's a location shift.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hoping so, yeah.
But yeah, again, it feels like this is still kind of in the works, so to speak. Like there's nothing solidified yet. Like it could go either way. So I don't know if you guys are kind of sitting on the fence on that right now, but they're showing me that really whether you stay or whether you go, either way is going to be okay. It's really about a matter of choice. It's not that one is a right choice versus a wrong choice.
Right.
Yeah. But if you should choose that path, I see that it's down the road a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm looking at moving into the country. So, yeah, I'm hoping it's all sort of like, I'm just waiting. It's like a process. So I'm hoping it doesn't take too long. But yeah, I would like just to, I'm trying to do a change in environments and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, yeah, like I said, it's possible that it might be about this time next year, maybe the fall of this coming year, but
Right.
it's a little ways out yet. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um, they're directing my attention. Is this going out to the country? Is this going to bring you closer to your job? I see like there's a shift um, in location as far as how long it would take you to get from point A to point B. Michelle, are you still with me? I think we may have lost Michelle. Um, right now, we're going to go to, I think I'm going to, uh, Jatan. Thank you, Jatan in Buffalo, New York. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I am good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm here.
Good. I love your name.
Thank you.
What can we do for you this evening?
I don't know, maybe a nice reading about the next lifetime. Where will I go? Do I have any positive, goals that's going to happen for me in the near future? Maybe a husband.
Okay, perfect. Well, let me tune into your angels and guides and loved ones and let me see what they have to bring forward to you tonight. So there's going to be a moment of silence as I do this, and then I will be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Jatan. So let's see. Wow, your guides are showing me just like an insight to you. You have such a you have beautiful energy, just a beautiful way about you. And they're showing me that you have everything that you need right at your fingertips, even if you don't feel that that is the case. They're showing me that you have so much potential and so much to offer and to give, for all of those around you. And this is something that you need to realize. You don't give yourself enough credit, where credit is due. And they're showing you that, that you need to not only believe in yourself, believe in your abilities and what you can do, but to give yourself a little bit of credit for the things that you do in life, for the happiness that you bring and the joy that you bring to others. Because really, you are an amazing bright light. And people see that and they gravitate towards you. And so I'm seeing there's a shift for you coming. Again, I feel like there is possibly a shift in a job change for you coming up, in the coming months. Something that you're doing that you can give back, not like a volunteer or community type work, but something in that realm where you're giving back.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in the medical field right now?
I was, yep, I was.
Okay. Because I'm feeling like there's that giving, and you're looking for something different to offer the world, rather than being in that medical field. Kind of like that push and it's like that push and that pull. You kind of got burnt out in what you were doing. And so,
yes.
But you need to understand that because of the type of person that you are, that giving, and it makes you feel so good to give and to help others, that you need to find something within that similar role, because that's what feeds your soul. And if your soul is not being fed that way, you feel, what's the word? You feel almost stagnated. You feel like, oh, hang on, let me see what they're trying to show me. Just a minute. They keep showing me as you like being fractured or not whole, because that's how you feel when you step into this role of giving and helping. And when you're not doing that, you almost feel fractured, like you're two separate people, you're two separate halves. So you need to have that piece of you in order to feel whole. It's the best way I can describe it. Is
right,
you
right.
feel, yeah, you feel whole when you are doing those kinds of things. I'm also being shown. I'm sorry?
Sorry. My bad.
Oh yes, he is. Wow, he smiled a lot, or he still does, actually. I can see where you get your spirit from. You're very similar to him in a lot of ways. And he's watching over you all the time. He's saying that you burn out a little bit because as much as you give, you're not able to receive. And that's very hard when someone is a person like you, who is a giver, who feels good at giving. But you have to remember there's a delicate balance. So there's giving and receiving, and you have to be able to receive from others, and you have to be able to allow them to help you to do that. And it's a really hard thing for people such as yourself, is because you're always in the giving, but the receiving part's really tough. But understand that if you're not receiving, you're not filling your tank. So you have nothing left to give if you're not able to receive and replenish yourself and fill that tank up. So they're saying be very cautious of that. Be very aware of that piece, because it's really important for you to be able to receive, whether that be receiving, in love, in comfort, in someone giving you a compliment and you accepting that compliment. Okay? That's all about receiving.
Wow. You're so on the money. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So do you see me with guy, or how was my kids? Like, my kids be so confrontational. I don't know. I just want peace. Like you said, I just want peace.
Yes. Especially in these times. And that's that feeling you're giving. It's that giving and that taking, and feeling all the energies around you, right? And that's very common in what you're doing, in the kind of business that you are doing, with the healing and the caring and the giving. That's a big piece of it. So there's more to come on that.
So do I have like a psychic ability a little bit? I cannot believe you told me.
You're very intuitive. Your gut tells you a lot. And actually, I'm sorry, I have to say goodbye because we're down to our last few seconds of the show. Trust your gut. That's all. That's what I'm going to say.
Thank
trust
you,
your
babe.
gut.
I'm so happy you guys called me. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Have a wonderful night and a holiday.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. That does it for us. Another day in the books. Reach me at YeagerWalker. What am I talking about? Julie Yeager Medium. And catch me over on my Wings of Souls Facebook page, or www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. I am out of here. I have nothing left to say. Good night, everyone, and we'll see you next week.